I can't even see Dan's face. It's so dark in there, but it's okay. It's fine. It's probably.
You want me to turn the lights?
It's probably for the
It
best.
is kind of pervy. Like in a darkly lit room with a slowly swaying lantern above your head.
It's all right. Whatever, dude.
I have to watch an ad for the GankBush stream on the GankBush account. What the fuck?
Who's getting money for that? I'm not getting any money for that.
All right. We good?
I didn't. Yeah, let's do it. Are we ready to go? Like, what do you want me to do? Just start talking now, or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm just starting like the regular show.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Going
okay. All right.
3, 2, 1.
All right.
No, it's do like in 3.
Well,
You don't
next,
say the 2 and 1.
We'll work out like the official intro, and then but for today it's just we're just gonna start.
Okay, so you just want me to start right now?
Yeah.
All right. And welcome to episode 75 of the GankBush podcast. I'm your host, Fringe Average, calling in for the last time in San Francisco, California. So we are the only explicit Heroes of the Storm podcast, and we are made up of heroes, and we are made up of hosts of all different play levels, ranging from a bronze type all the way up to a grandmaster level player. We bring you the latest hots, news, and discuss the latest tips and strategies so that you become a better player. So let's go ahead and introduce their faces on Twitch. We'll go to Bacon, our grandmaster level player, calling in from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, I'm just hoping nothing crashes and burns here. I'm just looking at all the buttons glowing. Hoping nothing pops. But yeah. Hello. Good day.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our residential diamond level player. That is Scott, who's also calling in from my living room.
Oh yeah, I see the posters.
Yeah, good to be here.
Okay, let's go ahead and introduce our platinum level player, who's calling in from a city near Calgary, and that is Old Backpack.
That city is called the Lethbridge. It's a little boony town in the middle of nowhere. And I'm inside a chemistry lab where it's actually quiet at this hour.
Is there a bridge to the left around there anywhere?
No. There's no bridges to the left.
All right.
Well played, sir.
It's disappointing.
Okay, and lastly, our residential bronze type player, who's calling in from a cave. That is Tyrael.
This is my cave. This is where I do my best work. It's good to be here in the Nexus Fringe.
Yeah, and also we apologize for being almost a half an hour late because of Tyrael was not ready to go live until now.
I'm the only one here who has a real job, like 90% of the other people.
You see this fringe? What this is? It's the salt shaker.
Yeah. Real job? I have a real job too.
What kind of job do you guys have? You guys get
gotta
out.
taste the salt shaker, right?
I moved it from the mouth for a reason. It's
All right.
in front.
All right, let's not. All right, so we
Salt
we
and
have a
pepper,
good.
right?
You guys are disgusting.
All right.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you can find the podcast as well as links to all of our other content at gankbushsquad.com. Also, we are on iTunes and Stitcher. If you listen to either one of us on those platforms, please subscribe and/or rate and review us. That really does help us out a lot. We have a Discord channel. If you go there, there's a link to the Discord channel at gankbushsquad.com. But there, you can interact with us. Well, actually, we're just primarily me, Scott, and Bacon, and Old Backpack. But yeah, you can go ahead and interact with us there. You can also go to the channel Win Time in HOTS, one word, Win Time. If you have any emails, please email us at podcast@gankbushsquad.com. Also, we are on Patreon, so just same thing, patreon.com/gankbushsquad. And again, you can find links to all those aforementioned properties at gankbushsquad.com. God, I've said that 10 times. All right, so we actually have a good show for you today. We're going to talk about some news from GankBush Squad news, as well as review the latest patch. Now, we did that last episode, but we're going to do like some of the smaller new stuff that came out in the patch. Also, we're going to do a deep dive into our rankings update because the meta is shifting right now. So we want to do a deep dive on that. And then after that, we're going to talk about the importance of fulfilling your role in a team comp and maximizing your contribution to each individual game. And then after that, we'll do a brief HEC recap of the West. And then we'll do the win time moment, and then that's it. Okay, so some GankBush news. So for those of you watching us, this is a test run, but we will go live officially. We'll spread it to the world this upcoming Friday, or next Friday at this point. Next Friday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Which is the 18th.
Yes, the 18th of August. So we'll be going live. So if you want to watch us, and also the way we're going to have it set up is that if you miss us, you can watch us on YouTube as well. So we have that going on. And also,
We'll be giving out codes and stuff for BattleNet Balance and potentially hero codes. But we'll figure that out. But we'll have something to give out for the live stream.
Okay. All right. And also, a lot of win timers said that they really liked having Hero Physio on the show. Mm-hmm. And we liked having him too. So he'll definitely be back. We don't know when, but he'll be back eventually. But if you have any other content creators or streamers or casters or anyone related to HOTS that you want us to ask to be on the show, let us know. You can either go to us on the Discord channel, or you can email us at podcast@gankbushsquad.com, and then I'll reach out to those people and see what they say, and we'll try to bring them on the show. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the patch now. So the patch is now live. And so one thing we wanted to talk about first was the dragon in Dragonshire. So this wasn't told to the public until now, but the dragon now does way more damage than it ever has before in the past. So what do you guys think about this change? And also this change was applied during the Stukov patch, but it was never told to us. So, but I like the So what do you guys think about this change to Dragonshire?
I kind of noticed something, and ever since Stukov, that Dragon Knight did a little bit more damage. Like, I felt like I was just being a better Dragon Knight player, but it seems like it was just a numerical buff. Like, shit. But now the Dragon Knight is at a point where you can actually team fight with it, because before this buff, all you had to do as a Dragon Knight was hit the building and kick people away. But now, with the Q actually doing double damage, you can actually afford to team fight. Sorry.
Yeah, the Q does a lot of damage because they made the damage hits happen twice as fast. So you get the full damage amount in half the duration. So you could kind of like cast Q on a building, walk away, then cast Q on the building, and use that repeatedly to get damage out, and even just burn down heroes.
It waves clear so fast now. Like, you do a Q, and in like half a second, the wave is dead.
Yeah, they also buffed the duration of it from 50 to 55, so a little bit more Dragon Knight time.
Yeah, so this is probably an effort to increase the how long games, or decrease the amount of time it takes to finish a game, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the first Dragon Knight pre-10, it got maybe the first wall on the middle fort, and maybe a bottom wall. That's all it ever got. Just wasn't that strong, but the buff was very necessary, because before this, it was one of the longer maps, similar to Garden Terror and what else is a terrible map to play on? I forget. But yeah, it was one of the very long maps that would kind of dried out.
It still takes around 3 or 4 Dragon Knights to take down the core. So to me, it wasn't really that big of a change. I didn't notice it that much. You can get a little bit more, maybe the well or half of the fort down in the beginning, but it's a minor buff what I noticed in my games. I didn't even notice that he got buffed until I read the patch notes here.
Well, I felt it. It was pretty. Something was weird. His Q was too powerful. That was the most noticeable thing. But yeah, that was the stealth buff. Seeing as they didn't put it in the patch notes, it may have been on accident. They left it there.
I don't know. A lot of people just played the map so long they just play the Dragon Knight the same.
Well,
so they're not doing this sort of like
let's
flame out,
all right,
backing up.
Let's go to Scott.
I forgot what point I was gonna make.
Oh, well, basically, no. I think whoever wrote the patch notes forgot about it. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Blizzard wouldn't just buff the Dragon Knight by a certain percentage on stuff on accident. This was definitely done
Planned.
purposefully.
Yep. All right, so let's move on from that. So Hanamura has been removed, and they're going to do.
We
Yeah,
just go
so-
celebrate.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right.
only for Hero League though, right?
Time for Hero League, guys. I can probably
No,
play-
it's all modes, except for
All
custom
modes?
games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So it's gone now, which is great. So I kind of wish they just with all the maps. I just wish they made it a standard map. You know, just a regular map without any theme to it.
I mean,
No,
Spider
I think they tried new things, and I'm one of the most Hanamura apologetic players out there, and I think there are a lot of cool mechanics, new ideas that I kind of hopped on 100% because I picked every meta hero that I possibly could on that map, like Brightwing and Asmodan and Sylvanas and Zarya, 5-man pushing. So I knew what the meta was for the map. No one else didn't apparently, but I had my fun while the map was on the rotation. So
You're the only one who
they
had fun on
fix-
that map.
hopefully
That
they
style
fix
of play isn't fun for most people.
Well, the main problem is that the objective requires you to not engage the other team. You have two payloads going opposite locations, and both of them want 3 men with them. So if each payload has 3 people, then you're going to win they have 3 on theirs and 3 on yours. They need a team fight. So it creates a very, very weird non-interaction by the objectives. Whereas things like Curses and Curse Hollow force 5 men to go against each other. It actually encourages not fighting.
All right. So I don't want to spend too much time on Hanamura, but all right. So another minor thing is that Arthas's armor reduction root talent, Shattered Armor, will now actually reduce armor. So that's good for Arthas now.
It's a good bug fix.
Yeah, I played Arthas. So wait, nothing happened when I rooted someone. Shit.
All right. So let's go ahead and do the rankings update. So can you put the rankings on the screen, Bacon, or no?
Nope.
Oh, you can't do that?
You should have told me before.
Oh, okay. I thought that was implied because we're actually going to go to the Google Doc and stuff like that.
Well, hold on, I can try something, but you guys talk.
All right. So we have rankings and we have them split out by higher level and lower level. So the lower level encompasses bronze, silver, and gold. And the higher level is platinum, diamond, and master. And these rankings are designed to provide a tier list to see which characters provide the most utility in the meta that we're currently in. So a tier one hero is someone that can be picked, probably in the first pick every time. Yeah, Tyrael, did you have something to say or no?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We should mention why this is coming up because at the HGC, we saw heroes that were not picked in a long time make a resurgence, namely ETC, who all of a sudden started dominating games again because teams throughout the draft with interrupts. And with Genji being around, once again, an assassin with no interrupt, and other tanks not having good interrupts, he became game-breaking in a lot of the important matches during the HGC.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but remember the meta for HGC is completely different from someone in Diamond, or even Master, or even Grandmaster to that extent too. So anyway, so a tier 1 character is anyone that should be first picked. Tier 2 characters are characters that should be picked in the first half of drafts in the majority of situations. Tier 3 characters are characters that can be tier 2 given the right circumstances. Tier 4 characters are mostly outclassed by tier 3 characters, but can still perform situationally. And tier 5 are ones that you should only pick if you're in the top 1% of that particular play level for that particular character.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, transition.
Oh, there you go. There it is. All right.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
On
you
the
need to
fly.
change the window. This is a bad window to work with right here.
Cool. Well,
I can't even go to tier 5 without having
What do
to
you mean?
drag and scroll, but we'll take care of that later.
Is this the website or is this the Google
Yeah, this
Doc?
is the website.
Oh well, I just well. I don't know. I thought you were gonna show the Google Doc.
No, I thought you were gonna do the
What?
website
No.
actually.
Yeah, I thought it was the website.
All right.
Yeah,
all
I
right.
thought that's what you meant.
We'll figure this out in
Well,
post.
all right. The Google Doc looks better though. I mean, this because the browser it can only. Well, anyway, I had to make it that size because that's the only thing that made sense. All right, but anyway,
Okay.
all right, but anyway, so all right, let's go ahead and do the rankings up. Oh, look at that transition.
Ooh. Transition.
Wow.
Nice,
all right,
Gary.
All right, let's go. No, we're actually going to do. Oh yeah, okay. So
We got to do Garrosh now.
yes, Dan. All right, so the first character
Captain
we're
Obvious.
we're gonna do tanks first, and then we're gonna do specialists, then assassins, and then what doesn't matter. Anyway, well, we're gonna do tanks first, and so Gary's in the meta now, and his win rate's pretty low. So where do you guys think he fits in the meta now? We'll go to Bacon first.
I played him to like level 6. I like him a lot, but he has his obvious weaknesses. His biggest being that he can't really chase, or like Tracer is his biggest nightmare because Tracer can dodge his Q all day and can't get close enough to actually do anything. So like when he's in the middle of a 5v5 team fight in the fray, like he's deceptively tanky. Like a lot of players will get baited into trying to finish him off when he's like 10 or 20% health, and that's a lot of armor, so he doesn't really die, and he doesn't really get 100 to 0'd that easily in team fights because of his stacking armor. So like he'll most likely tank all the damage initially that like spellcasters can throw out, and then he'll be at like 30-40% HP. He'll get a heal, and like they need a second round of burst to actually kill Garrosh after that because of the armor. So I think that I'm going to revise my original opinion that he's going to be picked in HGC. I think it's going to be very rare. I think his like glaring problem of not enough engage is going to be too much of a problem when it comes to HGC matches. So in Hero League, I think he'll be great for the most part. Like,
Okay.
not a first pick or like first ban material, but maybe in the middle of the draft, towards the end of a draft, I think he's very viable.
All right, let's go to old backpack now. What do you think? Like is he like a tier 3 warrior, tier 2, tier 4? What do you think?
People are still learning him. So when I played against him and with him, people were getting flipped over the walls quite a bit because they don't really respect the flip distance yet. And so if he has a low win rate with the sort of help people being stupid against him, he's probably gonna be a little bit worse. I feel like his health pool is actually really, really low. It's just above a Nubarak. And as Bacon said, like he doesn't die quickly because once he gets low health, he becomes very, very tanky. But also I see people not knowing to use armor up, or what's it called, his level 13 talent where it's hardened shield.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically mandatory on him, or as he goes pop during team fights. And people aren't really good with that yet, which is kind of surprising. I think he'll be a tier 2, tier 3 tank. He won't be a dominant tank because his engage is so bad, and his ability to gank is pretty poor because you kind of see him walking up to you. And yeah.
So Scott, who would you rather have on your team as a first pick, either Diablo or Gary?
Diablo.
Okay, well that says enough. So he's basically like a tier 3, tier 4 character then.
Well Diablo has amazing engage just by his Q alone, right?
Exactly.
So it's not a fair comparison.
Well, he's a solo tank, right? What's the problem? I'm trying to compare him to another solo tank that's in the middle of the road.
Comparing him to I don't know, maybe like Johanna, but Johanna's
Johanna's bad
clear.
though.
No, Johanna's better wave clear. So Gary has he has bad initiate and bad wave clear.
He's more like Stitch is to me.
Yeah, I'd say
because he's all about landing your Q consistently to get that pull, and if you can't do that, your usefulness is going to be very minimal, like a Stitches who can't land their hooks.
Yeah, that's a fair
That's exactly my experience with Gary. I played with him a few times. yesterday and the day before. And it seems like with the lower level players, people just throw whoever over random times. Just like with Stitch's hook, you may get a random hook out there. And it's not really as coordinated or cool as you'd think. Maybe at your guys' level, it's pretty cool. They're flipping people over walls and stuff. But I know Gary's like a tier 3, I think, for lower levels. Just you need a little bit of coordination, and sometimes he's even throwing people over, like your allies over, and at the wrong times and stuff. It's not that impressive. I was like, okay, he's just there. He tanks a lot, and if they want to fight like all melee, like on Battlefield of Eternity or something, maybe he works. But I'm just kind of unimpressed. I was hoping for a lot more.
Yeah, another problem is that once you toss someone, he has no CC after that to really keep him there. So it's not like Stitches.
People just get tossed. People just
they're slowed for a little bit, and that's about it.
Exactly, but like it's same with the Stitches hook. Once you hook them, if there's no follow-up CC, they kind of just walk out at like 10% life.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just kind of like walks around and then throws someone occasionally, just because he can throw them, just like with the Stitches hooks. Like, oh, I can hook someone. Let me just hook somebody. Let me just throw somebody.
Yep.
His body size is not the biggest for body blocking either.
Oh yeah.
I think what's going to happen is that probably in 3 weeks or 4 weeks he'll get tuned up, and then he'll be a tier 2 guy. But I think right now he's not tuned up. His numbers aren't good enough to be in the meta, I think.
Yeah. Also, his W feels really, really underpowered. Like the healing isn't very good.
True.
Scott,
who's clicking?
$20.
$20, foo.
All right.
$20.
But all right. So we've spoken
he's so
enough
tanky.
about. Yeah.
He's so tanky at like 30% HP, and that's where he thrives.
He is tanky.
Yeah, I think he needs a small health buff and probably a small buff to his W so that he heals for a little bit more off of that, and he'll be fine.
If we're looking at the video with Fan right now, he's doing like he was 1v4ing players with Abathur hat, so like.
Yeah, but the Abba hat adds a lot to it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, and then you're talking about like maybe like one of the 5 best players in the NA as well. I mean, like, so, but
I guess
those are some bad players if he's 1v4 him. How that's not a 1v4.
They were trickling in more
dealing the majority of the damage.
Well, it's like
more of a
1v1v1v1.
yeah,
It's like that.
But still, it happened.
yeah, but like Rich is dominant with Allrak doesn't mean Allrak is now good.
Like an Illidan could do that with an Abathur hat like way easier than like a Garrosh, that
But
doesn't make it easy.
He's definitely better at the lower levels because there's less focused damage. So I think he's right. I think he's a tier 3 for the lower levels, and he's maybe like a fringe tier 3 or tier 4.
I think lower yet it's better because they just won't kill him. I mean, they're all baited. Like you've seen Zul'jin's at 10% health. Oh, I'm gonna get this Zul'jin, and he has dingoes and he kills the guy. Same thing. Right? You shouldn't bait people into attacking him.
Well, no one really attacks him though. He's not really getting focused out hard. I mean, he just kind of exists, and then he'll randomly throw someone over, or he'll throw one of his allies over. It's not really that coordinated. This character sounded really cool, like with all his abilities and on the spotlight we just saw, but in game, bronze, silver, gold level, it's not that cool. It's like, okay, he's throwing people around.
Well, I mean, a good player will run up to like, the healer and flip him over, and then it's a dead healer, right? Because
what do you mean run up to the healer?
Well, because the damage is not focused.
That's not gonna happen.
All right. I don't know, but the ones I've seen when I played lower level games, he's better than at the higher level games that I've played.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's only been out for 2 days, so it's hard to be
people
definitive.
Are just trying him out.
So, all right. So I want to move on now. So, all right. So ETC. Now, as mentioned earlier, he was played a lot more in the HUC, and he may be more in vogue now, but he's still the same rock and roll cow that he was, a week ago. So we have him ranked as a tier 4 at the higher levels. All right, let's go to Old Backpack about ETC.
He's better just because people don't draft interrupts. That's about it. If they don't have a way to stop the mosh pit, he's a fantastic tank because he wins a team fight.
Okay, so
That's all it is. Like
that's-
he's like a pick 5 tank.
okay, yeah, so he's a tier 4.
Well,
But
but
then-
once if you get him, versus a team without interrupts, he's the best hero on best hero for your team.
Yeah, but like it's saying like if okay, but like if someone goes all dive, that means like KT is really good now, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, most of the heroes that are in vogue right now don't have a lot of good interrupts.
actually, speaking of that, so one thing I wanted to talk about is that the meta has obviously changed now, or it's at the very least it's changing or metamorphosizing. Is that even a word? I don't know. Whatever.
Metamorphosizing.
Whatever.
It's not a butterfly, man. What are you talking about?
You got to take the lose on
It
that.
is
I'll
like a.
Oh, take the lose.
I'll take the
Oh,
lose on
shit.
that. I'll take the lose on that. But I think it's the meta shifting towards more of a pokey meta. I think now.
Yep.
Because a lot of the dive characters like a Nubarak and Uther, they all got nerfed.
Genji.
So Genji too as well. So I think there's gonna be less dive now. Now it's gonna be more pokey again. And what do you guys think
Well,
about that
who's
overall?
the one doing the poking?
Are coming up more.
Lunara and Auriel mostly.
Like yeah, with also I think Chromie now unfortunately is now more viable. I think it's very possible that we may have more of, and also with Stukov as well. He's really good at poke healing. If you're getting poked by another team, he can out heal that or at least sustain that. So I just think the meta that we're in now is. I mean, obviously this is actually one of the first times ever where there's no really clearly defined meta, right? But I think it's leaning towards more of a pokey meta in general
Wait, so
now.
you're saying there is no meta, but the meta
No.
is there. It's
Well,
a
you
poke
said
meta.
The
there's
meta's
no
there,
meta,
but
but it's leaning
a slight
toward
it's a slight
one.
lean towards it.
Yeah, he's saying it's not clearly defined.
Yeah.
I would call this a sustain-based meta. That's what we're moving into. It's a lot of double supports. Auriel is highly prioritized. Just she has the most sustain as a healer.
I don't know. I've played unranked draft and I haven't seen one Oriole picked
What is
in
it?
like
She's
10
hard to
I've
games.
seen a
play.
few Orioles.
So
She's hard.
I see Auriel all the time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
she's fairly common.
okay. You know, is it really? Do people just really just watch the HUC and just copy that? Is that basically what happens now? Is that
Well,
basically?
that's-
Decent
that's-
part of it.
That's
All
always
right.
been
well,
a
the
thing
builds
in
for
esports.
sure, the talent builds.
Okay.
Yeah. I
All
mean, in
right,
StarCraft
all right.
2, what happened in the ladder is there would be like a GSL match. GSL is the HGC of StarCraft 2, but there would be a GSL match in Korea, which is the best version of GSL. I mean, StarCraft 2. And then the day after, you'd see all the winning builds on the ladder because everyone copied it and saw it online. So, yeah, why
All right.
not like heroes? Like it's the best players playing the best builds on the maps that are, I mean, it's just normal meta.
Some
to
of those
copy.
builds and the way they play doesn't translate into Hero League though.
Okay.
That
All
is
right.
true.
Well, I actually
Yeah.
disagree with Fringe about the slight poke meta. For the bronze, silver, gold meta, it's all butcher meta after that last patch.
Well,
I mean, the 25 blood on each kill is insanely easy to get. I mean, maybe your HGC games, there's only 8 kills, but there are tons of kills low level, and you just have to be there at the right time to get the 8 kills to complete your quests, and then you're just insanely powerful.
Yeah, no, we'll get to the butcher in a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's the butcher meta. It's my opinion.
Well, that's a completely different thing. So,
Yeah.
but with ETC, I think he's fine as a tier 4 at the higher levels. I think he's more like a late round pick, and also you got to remember at the HEC level, there's a lot of pre cleanses for the ETC mosh pit. By the way, so a lot of times when he goes in and does his mosh pit, sometimes like they're getting cleansed as they do it.
Mhm.
So that's another thing to do. That doesn't happen in Diamond or even Master level. I would say.
Sometimes D shield moshes happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much
Well-
the cleanse mosh, but D shield mosh definitely
Okay.
does happen.
Yeah. Okay. But I think he's fine where he is. But yeah, he is very, very good if they don't have interrupts for the mosh pit. So, all right. So let's move on. So Diablo, as I mentioned earlier. So we have him as a tier 3. And I think that he should be. I think he's better than. I think he's like a tier 2 though, for the higher levels, because we have him as a tier 3, and I feel as though that he provides a lot more than like the other tier 3 tanks. What do you guys think?
The problem is he can't be played on 2-lane maps.
Yeah.
At all.
Okay.
But like if you go to Shrines or Spider Queen, he's a fantastic hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's very map dependent on
Extremely.
when you pick him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very butcher-like, and he has to be near minions dying to be useful. And if he can't, then he's just bad. I would say he's like tier 4 or tier 5 in like BOE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's terrible. There's no laning, right?
I
He's
thought
just
you were talking
awful
about
there.
in general.
No. Like his value decreases massively based upon the map. Because BOE, he's the worst tank in the game,
But
probably.
I think outside of a couple 2-lane maps, I think it's really good.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Yeah. So I guess the reason why I brought him up is because I wanted people to know that, so that if you're playing on Shrines or a 3-lane map, that he's actually a really, really good tank. And you should try to prioritize him, especially in Team League and stuff like that. So,
And APOC is an incredible ultimate. I think it's one of the best ones.
yeah, if you chain it with like another type of like, if like Leyline Seal of Medivh or
Void
Yeah,
Prison.
it sets up a lot of wombo combos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blemsy said in chat, so much collision on BOE, so he doesn't really agree with that. But
Oh.
to that,
Screw you,
I would
Blemsy.
say,
Wait. Is that in the
Is that what
Discord or
just
is
react to? Just
Wait,
for
wait,
you?
chat.
Yeah.
Discord
chat.
criticism.
Oh.
Now we can respond live to the bitches who disagree with us.
Oh, these mother.
Yeah.
We get trolled live.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Diablo
but for
could
that
be
is
good on BOE.
unless you get early picks and get a lead on BOE with Diablo, he's just gonna be squishy towards like level 10.
Oh my God.
Who's watching
What?
us?
I'm watching us as we watch us.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Exception.
What,
Okay, you've never seen yourself before.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's like a
I see
strange
myself-
days thing.
I love that movie.
I know. It's like I'm watching me. F you, watch me.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right, but anyway, where were we?
We're talking about
He has been a
Diablo.
cave, isn't he? Shit.
Diablo.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so
1050.
Diablo, he's really good. Just don't get him on 2-lane maps, but he's really good. So Artanis, I think we have him too high. I think he's like kind of basically useless.
Yeah,
in
he's
most
kind of
scenarios.
falling off.
falling out for
He's
sure.
like tier 4 for me right now.
Yeah. 4 is where he belongs.
Okay.
Nah.
Like, what do you want him for? Like he counters like auto attackers and like divey auto attackers, and those aren't in the meta anymore.
Of course there are. Greymane's in every other game.
So you want Artanis to counter Greymane? That's what you want?
Well, I'm just saying there are plenty of auto attack like Vala, Illidan's, Tassadar. There are plenty of auto attackers in the meta right now that
Do you see a lot of Artanis play?
I see some, yeah.
I haven't seen Artanis played. It's got to be at least 3 weeks in a unranked draft setting or team league.
I just don't like him on my team. I don't like playing with him as an ally.
Yeah.
No, but there are better counters to the people you mentioned. Like you countered Illidan with Uther, or Arthas. There's better ways to counter these people than. See, Arthas counters almost everything that Artanis does, but better. Even Arthas is out of the meta.
Yeah, I would
Arthas
agree
is
with that.
in the meta too.
But Arthas is like,
He's
in Korea.
falling off a little bit from how often he was picked like a month or two ago.
some people think that Arthas is the best overall tank in the game. I kind of disagree with that, but I mean, there are people that are very smart who think that he's the best tank in the game. So,
Yeah, because he can, like, you'll walk in with your aura and you can single out like the Greymane and just pop him up, and he can't escape if you land the root. So it's pretty much you can
But,
isolate the melee dive if you play well as an Arthas, and you can survive with Army of the Dead.
yeah, but again, like as Old Backpack said, is that why would you go Artanis when you can just go Arthas? Like they do basically the same thing essentially, right?
Mm-hmm. But Arthas is better at it. He has actual CC.
Yeah, I mean the only time I can see Artanis being good is maybe on BOE for the blind on the Immortal.
You don't really blind the Immortal
I'm
that
not
much.
sure he
I mean, like,
blinds.
No.
He's good
Yeah.
on BOE because he has amateur opponent. He's good for killing the
clear.
Immortal.
Yeah, but like, yeah, well that too. But like, if you're like down a man and you want to, create like a 10-second window, if they don't hit the Immortal, you can just put the blind on the.
It's 4-second window.
Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
it's
See,
4.
Artanis. All right.
10-second blind would be ridiculous.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we're done with Artanis now because he's not in the meta. So.
No, we're done because you were
He
wrong.
is in the
That's
middle.
what I
It's
was-
just, you gotta
let's
be
move on.
careful where you pick him.
Moving
I was
on.
wrong. Moving on. Forget
on.
that, everyone.
Moving on.
You
This
just
is
have to be
live. You
careful.
can't go back.
Yep. All right. So Tyrael. I love Tyrael, but we have him as a tier 3. But everyone tends to groan when I want to play Tyrael. So that tells me that he's not really viable anymore. But what do you guys think about Tyrael?
Same with Artanis. A 0 CC tank is not a real tank.
Yeah, he's a bruiser.
But he has
Yeah, he's
sanctification
definitely-
though.
Yes. So he
You
has
could argue that's like the most important ultimate in the game.
ETC. He has Mosh Pit. Where's he at?
Well, sanctification is harder to nullify that than it is ETC.
Well, we're saying that we have a tank with one very powerful ultimate that is situational.
I don't know. I just think again, I don't know. I said you can make the argument. I didn't say that was the case. But
We
anyway,
got a fanboy here.
what?
We got a fanboy.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yeah, I
can't-
like Tyrael.
He can't solo tank. He's
Well,
a bruiser for sure.
Yeah, well, neither can ETC. But anyway, so back to Tyrael. So is he like a tier 4 now at the higher levels?
No, I think a tier 3 because Judgment's still good if you can pair it well with another melee dive. And but the thing with Sanctification, it's kind of fallen out because there are so many other heroes right now in the meta that can actually counter that, like Stukov's hand, Lurking Arm. That's a pretty hard counter to that. What else? What other heroes? There's got to be other heroes, right?
I don't know.
Wait, by counter Saint, how do you mean by counter? That mean like you
Silence him
interrupt it?
before. You silence him before you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you cancels it after he casts it. I was like, no, it doesn't work.
No, that's
Well,
not
I
how
mean,
it
it
works.
has a
Yeah,
channel time, but that's a hell of a reflex.
Well, my biggest thing about Sanctification is that you have to be perfect
Yes.
every time you sanctify to turn the team fight. Otherwise, it's just you as the tier just drop it and everyone else is fighting around the sank and it's not used at all. And by the time you realize it and react to it and stand in it, it's already gone. So
All right.
in a General Hero League game, I don't like Judgment's the better choice, but even then, like he doesn't have that much crowd control. And, there's the thing at 16, Holy Ground, but that comes at level 16.
But that's like that should be default for him, I think, because that's his only real way of like.
You
Well, he's so
freaking break
shitty
him.
without it.
Super strong if you gave it to him at level 1.
Well,
There's a
make it on
reason it's
smaller
on.
area,
There's a
but-
level. There's a reason it's on level 16 though, because it's so powerful.
It's like I mean, but he's not a real tank until he has a 16. At least in my opinion, like that's a huge spike for him.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't provide a lot of crowd control as a tank. A lot of people are going double support where you have an extra healer rather than using sanctification because it's more consistent in healing and contributing to a team fight.
All right. So, I'm done with Tyrael. Are we good?
Good.
All right. So I wanted to move on to supports now, and I just want to have an overall conversation about supports, and I want to talk about who is the best support. So right now we have Uther as the number 1 support. I think that's totally wrong. I think Rehgar is the best overall support in the game now. Let's go to our support player. We'll go to Scott first.
I thought our support player was Bacon.
Yeah.
Scott.
Yeah, I play support a lot too. But Rehgar is my top support right now on my list. He's he puts out a lot of healing, and he just I mean that's the thing. He puts out a lot of healing, and he's really good at saving lives. Where he's got that ability to make the clutch heal with when you pick up 13 with the Earth Shield, Chain Heal, and Ancestral. You have plenty of time to get off that life-saving heal to be extremely impactful. And the healing totem, I've seen a lot of people getting a lot of value out of that recently, which 20% heal for everybody, and it just adds a ton to your healing as well. He seems to out-sustain Uther, who pre this patch was considered the top healer.
All right, what does Bacon think?
Yeah, Rehgar right now. If just a general random ass Hero League game, Rehgar pretty much fits into most games, and then the games that he doesn't or he's banned, like Uther is a good second. You want to pick Auriel anytime you have a battery for her.
No, what are some examples of batteries?
Vala, Lunara,
Gul'dan,
Cassia.
Yeah, Cassia. Wait, Cassia?
I'm not a fan of the Cassia battery.
No, if you Cassia double support with Auriel and maybe a Lily or something like that, it's the hardest. Like Vala, even with double support, sometimes you can kill Vala because she's so squishy, but Cassia with her passive, like 65 or 60 armor from auto attacks, like that on top of double support, she's unstoppable if she's a good Cassia player. And she just, throws out so much damage, and with double support, she's able to go to the front line and trade damage all day.
Mm-hmm. So Brightwing was played a lot in the HUC.
Yeah.
Is Brightwing somewhat better than we think she is, or?
A lot of the time where Brightwing was played was in double support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is true.
Almost always. You never see her single support. It's always someone else.
Yeah, she was maybe a solo support in 25% of the game she was played in, maybe less.
Mm-hmm. So she's okay. I mean, she provides the global that you need.
Yeah, she provides side soak, where you have a healer with your team already, and you can join the team when you need to. Mm-hmm. And she's got a Emerald Wind for the disengage.
Yeah, with all the melee divers in the meta right now, Emerald Wind is pretty big with clutch polymorphs.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not really picked for her healing.
But she is pretty bad in Hero League because people will engage without you, and then you try to warp in, and then you're too late. That happens a lot. People don't actually know how the Brightwing works. Similar to how Illidan plays, right? People want the Illidan to be in the team fights. You're like, no, I'm Illidan. I'm side soaking. Play passive. And that doesn't happen too much. So she's good at high levels, but I wouldn't put her in a Hero League setting without people knowing how she's supposed to be played.
Okay, all right. And I guess we'll talk. Where does Stukov fit? Is he more like he only fits in certain maps and against pokey teams? Is that his niche?
He's good in 4-1 maps like Bratsis. I hate to say it, but the not Cursed Hollow, what's the one with the mine shafts?
Haunted Mines.
Haunted Mines. She's good there. He wants to be with 3 other dudes.
Yeah.
Yep. He does.
Grinder.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
right.
he is the grinder of heroes.
But
okay. All right.
I actually think Stukov is a pretty good hero. I actually bought him a few days ago, and he kind of consistently puts out pretty high healing. He doesn't have any mana problems really. It's just hard to coordinate with the postules and the healing at the same time and when to trigger it. I guess the games that I play, the lower level games, people tend to group up more and do a lot more team fighting. So he's been extremely powerful. So I think he's pretty good, consistently high healing every game.
All right. Okay. So anything else on supports in general?
I used to be kind of a bad Rehgar, but I asked around. Like I went to streams with players that stream a lot of supports, and one of the best tips that I got with Rehgar specifically is, and I think Matt could use this tip a lot in his games too, is you would start the team fight in wolf form, and then you kind of lunge in and, you know, be in the middle of the team fight, and then that's like right when the team fight is starting. So the enemy team has their cooldowns available to actually pop the Rehgar. What you should actually do is start the team fight in orc form. That way you can use your abilities like without wasting the wolf form, and then once you actually see a low target, you can actually, you know, have Z on demand and go in and get the kill.
Oh, okay.
That's smart.
That's cool.
Yeah, you start the fight unmounted.
Yeah, because like you kind of don't pay attention. You start the fight in wolf form, and then you don't really want to throw a heal because you want to actually use that war form to attack. Or the other usual solution is you dive in and you just dive in too far because you're a fucking wolf, and you know, and the enemy team just blows you up. So yeah, start the fight in orc form.
Yeah, that's actually very, very smart.
Actually, I would actually like to know what happened to Malfurion. If you look at our tier list for the lower levels, tier 1, he's at that. I don't think he's tier 1 anymore. It's like a low tier 2. Like if all those other healers aren't available, then you pick Malfurion.
Well, Malfurion is the wave clear support now. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm. He's similar to Rehgar, but Rehgar does it better.
Yeah, I mean, he just get picked all the time. Now he's just kind of really fallen off.
His Thrall got nerfed after that rework.
Yeah, the rework they killed his early game talents. Now he's a Moonfire healer.
Yeah, he has that Moonfire slow and whatever.
No, you gotta go root build. That's how you play him.
Yeah, I'm just saying
build?
about
with the reduced healing. With the reduced healing and the damage boost per root.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I saw some HGC teams just do the W build with him. Now, obviously, that was probably for like wave clear because like the team comp demanded it. But
yeah.
So, but yeah, Malfa's he's okay.
Seen better days.
Shin asked in chat, what's the Rehgar build? And I would say the vanilla build right now is level 1 lightning bond, level 2 healing totem, level 4 healing totem, level 7 cleanse, ancestral healing for the most part. But if your team can get away with it, if you have like a Sonya, Illidan, like self-sustaining frontline, and they don't have a lot of burst, you can actually go Bloodlust, and I've had some success in Hero League with that. Mm-hmm. And then Earth Shield at level 13, level 16 is totem, and then I
love Hunger of the Wolf at 16.
Oh yeah, the life drain?
No, you get more damage.
Yeah, no, it's life drain.
It's 5%
max health.
Yeah. I like that one a lot.
But you know, you're pretty much rooting the player at level 16.
All right, I don't know.
I guess if like a lot of
Hunger of the Wolf has a higher win rate.
Yeah, true.
Well,
so there.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you drop an Earthgrasp totem, you're in like melee range of them because it's a short range cast and a short range for the totem itself. Mm-hmm. And you're usually going into attack to get a kill at that point too.
Yep. That's why I don't know. I love Hunger of the Wolf. So.
I mean, yeah, I would also. I mean, I'd say like if they go double tank, yeah, you can think about it.
Yeah, I'd say for me it depends on what comp I'm going up against. Those are both good talents.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
I actually have like a heavy backline. I think totem would be worth it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, but at 20, I like getting the upgraded ancestral because it actually gives the ability for Rehgar.
That is.
Wrong. Storm Shield. Storm Shield. No.
Rehgar gets a heal with it. So if you're in the middle of a team fight, Rehgar actually gets a heal back from the ancestral.
That healing radius is pretty small.
Yeah, it's smaller than like the Garrosh's Warcry thing.
Well, I don't know.
Rehgar's biggest problem as a healer is he can't really handle burst damage that well. So Storm Shield at level 20 or Rewind if you need the double totem or double shield.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the way I play Rehgar. I'm usually in the middle of it, so I like having the heal on me as well. So, but,
so wait, you want
your way of playing Rehgar could use some improvement.
Yeah, but it sounds like you want the self heal at 16 for the Hunter of the Wolf, and you want the self heal for the level 20.
Yeah,
that's a lot of stray damage on your puppy. Like, you gotta play farther back.
No, Hunger of the Wolf does more damage. Hunger of the Wolf does more damage, though. That's why I like it. I don't really care. Like, the heal is really nice, but I do it for the extra damage, though. That's why you get Hunger of the Wolf.
Blow.
I'd argue, you want to stay alive and focus on healing at level 20.
Well, if that's the case, then you want tidal waves at 13, then.
No, you want the burst heal from the.
No, I want that. Well, I'm just saying, like Earth Shield. I like Earth Shield. But if you want to stay alive longer, then get tidal waves, because then you get the heal, because there's a cooldown.
Well, it's longer over a pillow on team fight, but Rehgar needs burst healing, which is Earth Shield.
All right.
Earth Shield is crucial for giving you a buffer for Ancestral to go off consistently.
Yeah,
and it's also good if you have an ETC, because then ETC actually becomes like a pseudo tank for a couple seconds.
3.
Yes. So boom. All right. So we're done with supports now. Let's move on to. So I want to talk about specialists, and I want to talk about Zool and Nazeebo. I think that Nazeebo, with the new meta that we're transitioning into, I think Nazeebo could be like a tier 1 again in a short amount of time. But what do you guys think about either Nazeebo or Zool?
Zool's pretty strong. That Trigul's Essence buff really makes him viable. And then I think also his Scythe, when it has the extra scythes that come out, I think at 13, that really gives him even more wave clear, and he's just really strong on the push maps. He's my go-to on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
So remember that Scythe talent isn't for the wave clear.
I use it for wave clear as well.
But it's already fantastic in the wave clear. You don't need more wave clear. It's like saying, Butcher needs more damage. It's not his problem.
Well, normally just one scythe won't clear a wave. So the other two actually clear the wave when they come up.
Aren't you using your W for the wave clear? That's all you need.
True, but if you're rotating between lanes, sometimes it's on cooldown.
Okay.
It's just.
I've played a lot of Zool and I never had a problem with wave clear. Like they're like, oh no,
I'm just saying
all these waves. What do I do?
He has good wave clear, but it's even better. It's even better.
But you learn it for the level 20 talent and where the sites reduce healing. That's why you get it.
Let's see. The Mortal Wound?
Yeah, level 20 where the healing is reduced by 40% or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what you get it for.
75%. It's huge.
And so if you cast it and then back up, that's a huge area of effects where there's basically reduced healing for the enemy team.
Oh, I usually get the one when the Skeleton Mage is slow. I buff that one.
Well, welcome to the podcast. You learn some stuff.
All right, that's an interesting combination.
Wow. All right. So okay. So that's Zool. So I think, like I said before, I think Nazeebo is going to have a resurgence. Now I don't know how big it's going to be, but I think he's going to be way more viable now.
Why?
Because of the new meta, the more pokey meta that we're transitioning into. I think that's going to be a thing now.
That helps him, but he's really map dependent. He's pretty solid lower to mid game, but his biggest strength is when he reaches 20 and gets his trait buffed so that it damages heroes and does a ton of damage to them. That's when he really wreaks havoc and does a ton of damage and changes the game. So he's all about maps where you can get to that point and where you can get stacks so that when you hit 20, you have your trait buffed and ready to go.
Well, I guess at lower levels, there's no what's the word? There's no like focused attack. So there's a lot more prolonged team fights, and therefore that allows Nazeebo to do way more damage because he's just hanging around in the back line, just throwing out spiders. So
I see that.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. But as Scott said, if you're on a 2-lane map, you can't play Nazeebo. You have to be on a wave clear map.
Yeah, I agree with that. But we played with me and Blemish played with like this Nazeebo like an hour or two ago. He was like, "Oh, I'm a carry Nazeebo, right?" So he sucked, and he didn't learn like the Spire build. He didn't learn like the Toad build. He learned like a weird ass build, and he didn't do anything the entire game.
It was the wall zombies build with a little circle of poison in the middle of it.
I don't fucking know. like all I know is that he got carried to a win, and I told him he sucked, and then Blemish laughed. So
you said he sucked at the end. I thought you were going to work on that.
No,
we were going to work on that.
I said
more of that.
I said I said he's the worst Nazeebo I've seen in months or something like that. So, and it's true, he was bad. But anyway, moving on.
That's what you say at the end. You're the worst Nazeebo I've seen in months.
Yeah,
that's helping.
Way to make the game toxic.
Remember the last time you said that other person got his feelings really hurt and you felt
it was like that's
bad.
really mean.
Yeah, what was that, the Overwatch players that were coming in to play a couple games, getting them introduced into the game? We had a whole message
like
on
one of his first games of Heroes of the Storm, and Matt calls him one of the worst players he's ever seen.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you did. You always said
what you said to this guy playing Nazeebo.
Well,
on
first of all,
the show, like a couple days before, Pat gave a message saying that be nice to these players coming in.
All right. No. All right. So in my defense, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be constructive, but during the draft, he said that he
not constructive.
No. Ask Blemish. He's in the chat. I said he said during the draft, I am a carry Nazeebo. He said that. He said Nazeebo. He said Nazeebo is.
He had it coming.
Yep.
He did. He did have it coming because he said that. Yes.
Good asshole.
No. I only said something really bad or really mean until the end of the game when we were hitting core. That was it. So.
Well, that is in line with what Scott says to do. Save it for the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all right. So moving on. So
you claim to be a constructive person. You have to be constructive.
I was constructive. I was telling him, dude, we were on Garden Terror, and he was in the bot lane the entire time during the seeds phase, and I told him, dude, you need to help us out. And then he kind of did that, but I was being polite and whatever. But at the end of the game, I had to tell him how I really felt.
You were being kind and polite the rest of the game until
you're
the
always
end,
being kind and polite, and then boom, you flip the switch, then you're an asshole.
All right.
Yeah, so good guy Fringe telling people that when they're bad and they think they're good, breaking down that truth.
Doing you a favor.
All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. This is incredibly self-indulgent. All right. Let's move on. So Ragnaros, he got his buffs in the last patch. So where does Ragnaros fit in the meta? So we have him as a tier 2 melee assassin. Is that about right? Or what do you guys think about Ragnaros?
I don't know. Ask Bacon. We played a team league game yesterday, and he didn't choose the new build.
Well,
yeah, but that game I didn't really see a good E target to use it on. And not many good E engages because with the E you need to have good solid 5v5s where your E target's actually in the middle of everything to get the damage on all 5 targets. So I think Rag is still okay. He's good. I think he's better with the E build, and his Q build is still viable, but you just have to be careful who you're going up against in the front line, because if you get CC'd at all, you pretty much can't get your Qs in, and you get bursted down before your Q is able to proc and out-sustain the team fight. So I think towards the end of the game, later game, when you have double E and you can get shield off of that damage, his sustain skyrockets, and you can also get like on Sky Temple, I didn't get the smash. I got Lava Wave, and I ended up getting like 8,000 more experience than the second place guy because I was able to counter Murky's push just by pressing R once. So,
All right.
So there actually is a reason to pick Lava Wave sometimes.
yeah.
It gets murky.
It stops his whole push.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're ever playing against the murky, he's tier S or tier 1 against murky. So bringing out the knowledge for the listeners. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, no,
So
if there's a good engaged tank that you can put your E on and get shield off of that and a lot of damage.
What about
Because
Garrosh?
The Garrosh? Yeah.
needs
Why
it.
not?
Yeah.
Because at level 4, you can talent that the E damage actually gives them a slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 40% slow for 2 seconds.
So
Hate to
do you,
lose, babe.
so do you think that Ragnaros and Gary will have the same symbiotic relationship like Tracer and Tassadar?
No.
No.
I think he was just giving it one example. He wasn't necessarily saying those two are.
I think Lucio Gary will have a good relationship.
Okay, so if we can bring Gary
Oh.
back into the meta, like 4 months ago, he's tier S.
Yeah. Gary likes
Yeah.
Brazilians.
Oh man.
Or how about Morales, Gary? That's even better, right?
Why?
No.
For
No.
Movement speed.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Morales has the additional armor, though. 25 armor on top of his armor itself. It scales exponentially, I guess you would say.
Well, I think you need to have like an Arthas or someone else to help protect the Morales, though, right?
Yeah, true.
Lucio's
You
gonna
couldn't
help
solo
with the
tank them.
engage. Shields actually get the armor benefit too, so you get
Yep.
pretty good sustain at level 10. Morales is squishy. Lucio can bop and buy space for himself while wall riding. I mean, I can see where Morales could be picked, maybe in like Brax's holdout, but I think Lucio fits more into more situations.
Oh, come
Have-
on.
have
You
you
don't
guys actually
flip
seen
somebody right on
Deep?
top of Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send him back
Well, there's
there.
that too. Flip right in front of Lucio, and Lucio bops him even further.
Further. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are very, very specific comps where this would actually happen. So
Have you seen the it's a clip already? It's the Garrosh into stitches, flip into hook.
Flipping the hook. Flipping
That's
the
probably-
hook into
Oh, you
Artanis
gotta
swap.
cue that flip into hook
Yeah.
with the Artanis swap.
Yeah.
Just walk them across the map, 3 screens.
Oh man. All right, let's move on to Butcher. So let's go to Tower Baron. So is the Butcher tier S or tier 1 at the lower levels?
He's I think between tier S and tier 1. I think he can still be hard countered if you straight up pick him tier 1. But he's incredibly powerful, low levels. There's just tons of death and tons of team fighting, which means as long as you can stay alive, you can just get a lot of blood really quick. Most games I played Butcher yesterday, I was completing the quests before level 10. And then after that, it's pretty much over.
You know, it's
Unless
always
your
good to
team
get
just
blood
grows.
really quick.
Most low-level games are going to have at least 25 deaths on each team. So even if you do lose a little bit of blood, you can always kind of get it back. And
That is
yeah.
that is the thing about the lower levels. There's a lot more deaths.
There's a lot of deaths. I mean,
So-
we're not playing like I was saying before, this HGC thing where everyone's tiptoeing back and forth, and there's only 6 deaths the whole game. It's a lot. It's a bloodbath, and there's a lot of variants too.
Oh, that's good. Bloodbath. That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
fun, yeah.
almost every game in the lower levels, like I say, 50%, there's going to be a variant, and so that's pretty much just going to be a straight up easy target for you to take down. Can't really disengage once you get close enough to him, and he's going to be really strong. I think he is really strong. I think maybe not very first pick, but mid or at the end, it's very strong. I think it's the Butcher meta. I think
Oh god.
Well,
he just
it's the
completes his
bronze
quest so
Butcher meta.
quick, and then it's like that big boost in damage, like 125 or something.
Mhm.
It's insane. He's just he's mopping up, and then even after he gets his quest completed, all the other takedowns are permanent boosts to his damage. Like he won't lose it anymore. So he's
All
only
right.
going to get stronger.
So if you're playing in Hero League or Team League with all these silver level players, are you just banning out Butcher right away?
Usually I don't get the ban, but a lot of people don't pick Butcher in the very beginning. So I don't think this patch is still pretty new, and I haven't been worried about that. It's not become a thing yet.
So all right, so Scott, how do you counter the Butcher? Let's just do this right now.
Crowd control, knockbacks, stuns.
So like, what type of tank do you want? ETC and Muradin?
Those are both good. You don't want a Tyrael.
well, Tyrael's not played at the lower levels, but
yeah, stuns are the best. Having any kind of ranged on your team that has a knockback, like Auriel, provides good peel for somebody who gets targeted. Polymorph for Brightwing. You just as soon as he dives and finishes his charge in with his stun, you lock him down and you focus him.
Okay. Also, Cassie is basically a hard counter to Butcher because Butcher can't damage her. And also,
not so many Cassias played at lower levels.
I mean, I played Cassia versus her.
I'm not saying that you can just pick Butcher and then automatically win. You still have to decide when to go in and bait out a lot of these polymorphs and other abilities that can CC you before you go in. You still have to have that sort of awareness.
I'm trying to give listeners a shot. Like if they're like, in the second half of drafts and they see a Butcher pick, they're like, oh shit, I should go Brightwing, I should go Auriel, I should go ETC.
Lucio.
So
really?
Lucio. So
at level 4, you can get the Bob that pushes further when you're close to a target, and if you're able to get that off, he's like nowhere. If he put a Butcher's brand on a target and you bop him out, he's completely fucked.
Yep. And actually, Lucio is actually pretty good at the lower levels too, because again, there's no focus damage. So Lucio is actually a tier 2 healer at that level, especially at the bronze and lower or diamond, like silver 4, silver 5 areas too. So, all right.
Your best, if you see the other enemy team, like the best targets for you to definitely go Butcher are going to be the tanks that don't have a lot of mobility, like Stitches. Stitches is like your best friend as Butcher. Because you can't really leave unless he does his putrid bile and runs away. That usually doesn't happen. Or, like I said before, Varian and these other tanks that can't really run away are going to be ones to look out for.
So I play a lot of Butcher. And I just want to say how to play Butcher because people are going to try him now because they think he's good. And no, because he has a combo. He has one combo and you have to learn it.
Yeah.
It is E, so it's the charge, auto attack, Q, auto attack. Yeah. Or if you really want to burst someone down but kill your own sustain, it's charge, auto, brand, auto, Q, auto.
You gotta hold off on the brand till a little bit though,
because the brand breaks the attack animation. So
you use it just to break the attack animation.
Yeah, no, I do it to kill Morales all of the times.
All right.
Because you want to get 5 attacks in there as quickly as possible and burst her down. And I mean, you kill yourself sustain because then your cooldown for the self heal is another 15 seconds away. But it kills the target, which is your whole goal, to kill Morales. But
actually, you were right too from the last podcast about not having to pick Abattoir level 1 automatically anymore. You can just do Invigoration, the one that gives you the reduced
cooldown
mana costs on the hamstring. So you kind of cast that all the time. It's kind of almost sort of poke a little bit, not really, but that's also pretty powerful too. You can use it a lot more like when you're in the middle of a longer fight. So.
I'll also add on 16, you can learn the ability that is the it's called hamstring, where the cooldown is further reduced from. So the level 1 talent reduces the cooldown from 4 to 3 seconds, and at 16 you can reduce it further down from 3 to 2, and also it makes the slow not fade, makes it permanent. So they're basically permanently slowed with the flail-ats, and you also get full mana return, so no one runs from the Butcher, period. It's very, very Arthas-like, where you can't run from him anymore, and you would kill anyone on an open map. So it's very useful on Warhead Junction, where you have all this roaming space to just Q, auto, Q, auto, Q, auto, and just kill someone, and they can't
Yeah,
run.
it's so much better. You don't have to kind of like lane the whole time because you never. I think you got only like 5 blood killing heroes before, and so it was always a big risk to go for hero kills early on instead of staying in lane. But now this is just a lot better because you can finish that quest so early.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is a question for Scott. One word answer: is Butcher viable at diamond level?
See
the eyes?
See eyes. Yeah.
That means
Scott's
no.
eyes. It was like,
Yeah, I was tapped in another screen, so I was with my mic muted, so I wasn't making noise. But with these changes, he got better at the lower levels and worse at the top levels because there's not as many kills in the higher levels, and especially when you know the Butcher is on the prowl looking for those kills, you're gonna play a lot more conservative to the point of where you deny a lot of kills that he would have gotten. So,
okay, all right, there you go.
I can still play
Just echo
Butcher
that.
games with me though.
Like Butcher is very similar to Valera now, where Valera's going to own all these noobs, but sucked in high level.
Yep. All right. So Thrall, we have him as a tier 3. That sounds about right? Right.
He's pretty solid. I mean, he's probably one of the better melees right now. I'd say tier 2.
Tier 2.
Oh,
High tier
alright.
2.
Better than Rag.
Right now, I think he is.
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather have a Thrall than a Rag. Although I haven't seen the W build or the E build played.
All right. Sounds good.
well,
all
the
right.
thing with him is if you go the trait build, so double lightning at level 1, level 13, you go the D trait. You go the trait build, trait at level 4. So you have like a lot of trait procs, which makes your cooldowns go a little bit faster, and then you get Sunder. You get whatever heroic you want or need at level 10, and he just becomes very tanky and sustaining and able to stay in the fight because with what's that thing that gives him extra damage once he uses an ability?
Follow
Focused
through.
attack? Follow through.
Follow through.
Yeah. Once he gets follow through, like his burst goes through the roof. He gets trait procs, so he gets more abilities. The more his trait procs. At level 13, you have an on-demand heal. At level 16, you get the last, triple hit on the Wind Fury. So, and level 22, the Blink Wind Fury is amazing.
Wait, so question. At 13, you don't learn the double stats from the Wind Fury?
No, because sometimes I'm not able to get in melee range, and I need that extra heal.
Okay, because I usually win that one. That may be a mistake.
It's fine if you're able to get perfect engages every time, but that's not always the case.
Gotcha.
All right. So let's move on. So we're going to talk about ranged assassins. So I want to talk about Lunara and Cassia specifically. I feel because we have them rated as a tier 3, but I think they're better than everyone else, and they're better than their contemporaries. So they're better than Jaina, they're better than Gul'dan, they're better than Li Ming, and I think they're just as good as Vala or Greymane. But what do you guys think about Cassia? What do you guys think about Cassia and Lunara?
Neither of them can carry by themselves like Vala can. Well, even Vala needs help. But Cassia is also very, very enemy team comp dependent. Just if they have better range, you can't pick her. Like she's
If they
really
have spell damage, she's not that good.
Too. Yeah, Gul'dan just hits the shit out of her. But she's really a melee hero because her range is only just slightly larger than melee, but still less than all the other ranged assassins. And so she's not really the best ranged assassin. She's good against dive comps.
Okay, well, then what about Lunara then? Because now without as much dive in the meta, doesn't Lunara have more value now?
Yeah, she's the poke queen, whereas Cassia is the anti-dive queen.
Okay.
Yeah, because I play a lot of Cassia, and once you turn on the charged strikes versus a team that's diving you kind of blow them up.
Okay. All right. Anything else on those guys or no? Okay. All right. So Genji, he's if you're gonna play Genji in here, like you better fucking be sure that you're the best player of the 10 players, because if not, you're gonna lose the game for your team. Mateo, is he still tier 1? No, right?
No, he's like tier 2.
Yeah. I mean, he's worse than Thrall, right?
I mean, he's team comm dependent. There's a lot of melee, double front line, he's really good to go against those. But if the enemy team has 1 tank and 3 ranged, he's gonna be kind of useless.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, you've seen Genji's win rate. It's like 45%. It's like the 5th lowest.
That's good. Screw Genji.
I know.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. That's all. That's the ranking update. And we are. Is there anyone else you guys want to talk about that was missed?
No.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Thank goodness. All right. Okay. So our next topic was who had this topic, by the way?
Me.
It's been
Doesn't matter who did it.
Well, I can't introduce it as well as Bacon can because it's his topic.
Okay.
Well, it's fulfilling your role and maximizing your contribution to a match. So I thought of this because lately in my Hero League, I've been playing it as a support main and trying to realize what as a support I need to do to enable my team to the best of my ability so they can win and have success. And that kind of went into this topic of what's the role and for everyone, for all the different specs, and what can you do to maximize and like theory craft your position. So there's warrior, assassin, support, and specialist, and each role diverges into different things. So there's not just assassin, but melee assassin, mages, ranged assassins. So just depending on how your hero fits into your comp against the enemy's comp, you'll have to think about what you can do in your talent picks and your playstyle to maximize your effectiveness. So one of the things is positioning. So positioning is one of the biggest things, especially in team fights, that contributes to your survivability. So there's the front line, there's the flank, there's the global engages. So they're kind of everywhere, if you think about it that positioning wise, and the back line. And you have to figure out where you've kind of fit in this area and like live in it, because what I see a lot of players do is like right wing, they're obviously backline supports, but what they do is they pixie dust themselves, walk into the front line, and then cast Emerald Wind, and they will fucking die. Well, it's like, yes, you're supposed to control the team fight with Emerald Wind, but you're not supposed to just freaking walk in and do it. You're supposed to find proper opportunities, not when the situation calls for it, not just force the issue. And like there will be Valas dancing around the back line doing their damage, but like they would dash in too forward, get picked off by a stun or something. So the biggest issue is know where your tank is, know where your support is, know like where you exist in the team fight. That way you can just maneuver around and like old backpack.
On that note, if you're a tank, know where your damage is. I see a lot of tanks try to engage fights without an assassin near them.
All right.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, that's a big
Especially
one.
with
Actually,
our games.
Well, you're the tank player in the games. What are you talking about?
No, so like when I play off tanks, like the hot dress, I don't initiate fights. They don't get initiated.
Who are you calling?
lose.
Who are you calling out?
Whoever our tank is.
Well, who are you talking about?
Should I get salty and make names here?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Well, who is it? Is it like a Windtimer,
You.
or is it? It's not me. It's not me.
That's
I was
Tyrael.
trying to be polite, use the
No,
royal we,
That's
but
No,
no.
it's not me. It's not me.
Tyrael engage isn't very good.
Well, first of all, I haven't played Tyrael with you in like it's got to be at least a month. So how dare you say that?
Well, I'm saying like we have this notion that I can't play Dahaka because we always lose. That's because I'm not the main tank. So then
Don't
no one
play,
engages
first of
fights.
all, never mind. You can say whatever you want. Go ahead. That's fine. It's not true.
That's a good point.
I know.
No. First of all, no. We don't have the coordination for it. That's all.
The coordination is you have to engage. You have to come from behind me. That means you have to
I don't know.
engage.
Okay. Anyway, let's not let's move on. Let's move on from this. Go ahead, Bacon.
Yeah, positioning is everything. Know where you belong on the battlefield, and make sure you don't overextend or you're not too behind. If you're a specialist and you're split pushing other lanes, know if you need to be involved in pushing a lane or need to split fight. Actually involve yourself in the team fight, because you can split push all game, but if your team loses as the foreman, then you're probably going to just end up losing the game. So unless the other team is totally incompetent and lets you push split push all the way to the keep, which is their mistake. But like flank heroes like Thrall with Sunders, like a good Sunder from the side of a team fight can make or break a game. Just keep those in mind. And the next point is talent choices. So most players, when they think of Ragnaros, they'll probably default pick to Smash. But I had success in a few games recently where I went Lava Wave. And what Lava Wave was able to do is completely deny their split pusher and gain experience for my team, so that we stayed even or ahead on experience, even though there was a completely committed split pusher in all the other lanes. So I just had to do one R, and I gained that experience. I nullified the push on that lane, and yes, my team fight suffered a little bit, but being ahead or even on experience was able to make up for the fact that my team fight wasn't as strong. And
I have a random question. Bacon, is your logo the Grandmaster logo or the Master logo?
It's Grandmaster. The crown's bigger.
All right. All right.
So you went with mine. Mine's like a bronze one. I don't know what's with that.
Are you in Grandmaster now?
No, because I've been working on this shit, you motherfucker.
Boom.
You know how much time I spent on this? You don't know.
All right.
So
go ahead.
I spent like 30 hours working on this stream.
No.
So that
where
do I have time to Hero League?
Yeah.
No. That's fine.
Once again, I do this motion for fridge.
Take the lose. That's all. I got it. I'll take the lose. All right.
Wow. All right. So we mentioned earlier Rehgar. Usually Ancestral's the direct default pick, but there are many times where you can go Bloodlust. Like Apex is one of the best hero leaguers in the game right now. Like usually number 1 or top 10. And whenever he picks Rehgar, half the time he goes Bloodlust because he thinks it can enable his team, and he ends up winning more games than that. But because obviously he's top 10 in Grandmaster, and Greymane is kind of an obvious choice because if they have a heavy front line, then you go Bullet. But if they have like a solo tank with a lot of squishes in the back, then you could probably go for the throat. So what I'm trying to say is don't go the vanilla talent build just because it's on Hot Slogs. Make sure you know what you belong, how you belong in the team, and adjust your talent picks accordingly. Because just because it says there's an 80% pick rate on a specific talent doesn't mean you can go the other two talents if the situation calls for it. Because sometimes the most picked talent will be the lowest to win rate because it is the most picked talent, but the other two talents are better situationally.
Is there a talent like that? One's like picked all the time, but then
a lot of talents are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just certain talents are very good counter talents. The best example I can have is Sonya. I'm playing a lot of Sonya, and No Escape is a really, really, really good level 16. but it's only useful when they have bad CC and need to really chase their backline. Because if you don't need the added survivability of Stone Skin, the no escape is probably one of her best talents.
Yeah, but it's also like a win more talent.
It is, yeah, but it's tiers
like,
that no one escapes.
One example is level 7 on Rehgar. Cleanse is by far 65% pick rate, but it is not the highest win rate because Farsight is activate to reveal target area and nearby enemies. So when you're the only person who can pick that talent against the Zeratul, it's a 5% pick rate, but there are definitely situations that come up where you can pick that.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of Sonya, we played together, me, Old Backpack, and Tower Baron, and some Wind Timers on Saturday, and Tower Baron played well. So
really, I think I was just learning Sonya.
No. Old Backpack was the Sonya. You were the ETC.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You on the first time said, okay, hey Tower Baron, I'm gonna leap them, and you slide them. The first time we did it, you missed the slide.
I missed the slide.
I know. I'm sorry about
that.
that.
ETC in what months?
But after that,
just played ETC like recently.
But after that, though,
all good.
After
that,
it was
all good.
Pain.
So there, yeah. Oh
Pain
God.
Train.
All right, that's it. I'm not being nice again. All right, let's let's end Bacon's bits. Is that the end of it? We're good.
Yeah.
Well, I like to add one more thing for the lower levels. The biggest thing is still people engaging in fights without the entire team there. Even if there's a objective going on, they feel obligated just to kind of throw themselves over the objective and die. There's no reason for it. So you just have to give the objective some time.
Yep.
That's the number one thing. They don't know the numbers, and they think that just because an objective spawns, that justifies just jumping into a death to try and get it at all costs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to give it.
I also want to echo. Yeah. No, I wanted to echo Bacon's bits about the whole when to pitch which talents, and that has to do with the overall hero mastery. So it's for Vala, you have to know when to go auto attack build, when to go Q build, and that situation you have to really understand. That comes with the general understanding of what the hero and everything they're possible of, and how to properly build them. So you should know every possible build for the character that you call one of your mains.
Mm-hmm. All right. So. All right, our last topic is now we all know by this point you probably know who won the HGC West. I think we all agree that Fnatic is really good, and Team Expert was far superior than Liquid, and Liquid is far superior than any team in NA.
Not far superior.
Well, they're better. How about that? All right.
Who is far superior?
Well, Fnatic is the best. Then Expert is way better than the next team, which is Liquid, and Liquid is better than any NA team. So
by a little bit, but
yeah, but Expert is like I don't know. Expert is just far superior than Liquid at this point. It's not even close, if you ask me. But most importantly, Old Backpack has seen the light about Tempo Storm.
What did they do?
Yes.
You gotta expand on that. I don't know what you're talking about.
After they lose, they usually refuse to shake their opponent's hand.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, they've done that multiple times.
Yeah, then multiple times in the HGC, F you guys.
Yep. So,
yeah,
you guys always say...
Yeah, man, they're full of that.
Yeah, see?
And the pepper, too.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. That's bad. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, you guys always say that I'm...
Wait. So what do? They just stand up and leave, or they just look at them?
They just sat there and looked at the screen in front of them, and so I think it was Liquid. They walked up to Tempo Storm, and they walked up to him, stood behind them, tapped him on the shoulder, and waited for him to respond. And then he got up and shook his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know we were supposed to shake hands.
Yeah. And also, what also got me a little upset was after Liquid lost to Expert, they had they lost, but they had a little celebration in the center stage for losing. Well, go fuck yourself.
Well, you got third place.
Yeah, they're happy.
Yeah, but
they got 10 grand from hitting.
Yeah,
third.
but you lost.
They're happy to play well. They're
didn't-
positive people. What do you want?
They didn't play well. That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing.
got 3-0'd by expert.
Yeah,
They're happy to be there.
you got to walk off in shame. Like seriously.
No.
If you're a competitive team, you can't be happy with third place. You know,
Like I saw it and I was like, really, you're gonna have this little mini celebration about you getting 3-0'd? You know, not even in the finals. I mean,
yeah,
I know you had a hard season or whatever like that, but you got your ass handed to you. You know,
Hey,
like I want to
it's
go
good for
high.
morale for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so-
that's,
Positivity,
it's not an initiator for improvement though.
yeah. But actually,
Gotta have
one thing I want
beats.
to do is at BlizzCon is try to find an ADRD and say hi to him because he looks really small. I wonder how small he is, but anyway, I'm really
look
excited.
at chat. Fringe can't talk about being competitive when he's deathly afraid of Hero League.
What?
You got called out, bitch.
Ooh.
No,
Very
man.
true.
Who said that shit? Who said that?
Grizzly.
Oh well, Grizzly is never mind. Anyway,
He's
whatever.
right.
No.
Right?
Okay, all right. But anyway, let's move on from that now.
Yeah.
Ruin the mood that comment. I kind of want to end the show.
This
But anyway,
is twice that you've been told, you've got your ass handed to you. Then let's
No,
move
no.
on.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Move on.
All right.
Matt
So
doesn't take the lose well.
Yeah, take the lose,
Take
man.
the lose.
all right. So let's let's go do the also one last thing is that if you go to the website, there's a link that it's called the HGC Cheers Tracker. So if you want to know which teams are how much money a team is getting via the new HGC Cheers thing on Twitch, you can go to this link and you can see how much money each team has made. So yeah. So but anyway, all right. So let's go to the win time moment. I guess we have it set up, ready to go for.
We can show it to you for the first time.
Yeah, we can actually show you a win time moment.
Yeah.
All right. So do we have the John Madden functions available to us right here?
Not right now.
It's pretty
All right,
self-explanatory what happens.
Yeah.
Can you
So
pause
once-
it?
Should we pause it and set it up?
All right, no, let him watch it. Just let him watch it. Let's let him watch it.
All right.
All
here we go.
right.
Well, you gotta explain
Oh,
it.
this is the best one. This is
Yeah,
the
it
best
comes-
one.
Yeah. So what happened was we're ahead on the map, and well, I as Sonya saw the team group up in middle, and I initiate with the Q just to get a bit closer. Then I jump onto the back line, followed up by the Falstad shock and awe.
I don't know what's with that. With that
Best
mall,
part
though.
is
That
the
mall looked kinda
unnecessary
funny.
mall.
Yeah,
I
then
was
the
like, what the hell?
mall
I thought actually it was
into the
gonna
mosh
save
pit. It's like, oh, they're already moshed. Let's
Yeah.
maul them too.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
wait, I'm in
good
that game.
combo.
I'm in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're the Rehgar.
I think you
What the-
auto tap
idiot.
twice.
It's a
That-
game
that's
you
the,
played.
That's the that's the Rehgar carry right there.
That's where
enabled.
I
Yeah.
carried
Yeah, it
you.
was just we had that combo and we were on comms and they were just 5 random dudes.
No, that was a 5-man.
Oh, it was?
It was a 5-man.
Yeah, it was a 5-man.
Dude,
Just
how would they
anyway.
group up like that then? That's retarded.
Because they're a 5-man, they're grouped up and they just want to be, together.
See,
All
That
right,
was
also,
the first time
is
we did that combo. That was like the
All
third
right,
time we did that
should
combo
we-
on them.
Should we actually address that question then?
About what?
Hold on. Let's do
What?
it then.
do what? What are you doing?
Wait, 1 second.
Oh, you're
Hold
gonna
on,
do the
let's see.
the John Madden stuff.
I don't know. Let's see what he does.
All right. So
Oh shit.
Oh shit, here we go.
so right here, you're asking why they moved over here, right?
Yeah, why are they all grouped up?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so shoot. I need to
They're bad.
they're bad, number one. So right now, they don't know what's over here in the bushes, right? And then there's the team fight coming in from all directions. And there's the 2 tanks obviously engaging. Now, because they're noobs, they're just running, right? They're trying to run this way, but
Boom.
you two are already engaging. It's too late because you guys came from the bush, from
Yeah,
top,
flank,
we hung out
right?
on the bush.
the
that's
flank,
true.
right?
Yep.
And by the time they realize their mistake, you already got the jump on them.
Yeah. If they were smarter, they would have actually ran downward to
Exactly.
avoid
I was
Yeah.
gonna say downwards or downwards and right.
Usually this way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Or this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You like that, huh?
I do.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
then-
nice.
It's like a never
Right
mind.
here?
I like when you had it. Yeah, never mind. But you have to
Hold on.
also remember that this is just a snapshot. We did this combo too. What?
Oh, just shooting all over him.
Also, can we
okay,
appreciate the Falstad cooldown of 20 seconds on the ultimate? He hit
Yeah.
4 people in that thing.
I think
Yeah.
that's the definition of bukkake right there.
that. Yeah.
And we have right here a beautiful, unnecessary mall.
Wow.
That's a troll maw. A troll
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a troll mall. And if we see right here, there is a very nice Tracer play where Tracer walked into Mosh Pit.
Walked into.
Yes,
I
she
saw
walked
that.
into
They
Mosh Pit,
walked
yeah.
into.
Yeah. We see
Everyone just wanted to join the party.
Well, yep.
wait, misses the bomb. Oh, it gets the bomb off, but walks into
The mosh pit.
Mosh Pit.
Yeah.
And gets hit by laser too. That's the thing. Got hit by laser there.
Yeah.
And then walks into Mosh Pit.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then outside, because of that, you won the game.
Mhm.
An
We
actual
did that
win
combo
time.
a few times, by the way. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
an actual GankBush combo where like everyone was on comms and we knew our roles. It went very well. And so as much shit as we give Tower Baron, he executed quite well in that whole team fight.
You know, that was actually pretty easy because we were actually, when we got the Punisher, we would just bait out when the Punisher jumped. That was pretty much replaced your jump, your leap. So we were say, okay, just wait for the Punisher to jump, and then everyone just do the same combo.
Yeah.
So
Then they got blown up. That happened.
yeah, it chained really well, and like shows you the value of ETC with those ultimate wombos.
Yeah. Also, a shout out to C Breezy, who is a new person we met, and he's just a random guy who said, "Hey, I wish all my games were this fun." That we added him to the group,
Yeah.
and now hopefully he is
It was
listening
the
to us.
Falstad.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Falstad. Yeah. Hopefully now
just
he's a
went
fan
away.
of GankBush.
There it is. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a win time with the fringe average Rehgar carry. All right, let's move on.
So wait a minute. At which point
Did
that
nothing.
didn't carry anything?
Let's move on.
You had
All
no-
you did
no
was
value.
wolf in and get hit by bomb.
So wait, Bacon. Yeah. Did he
Really?
auto attack anything once?
I did.
Prove it. Prove it. We have the video.
Well,
Just dance
we know at
around.
least once because he wolfed in.
Okay.
Oh, come on. All right, let's move on. All right, so all
Just
right. Well, that's all right. Well, that's our show. That's our first ever trial on Twitch.
Well, I just wanted to try something because since this is our first ever live show, I want to try something, a live element that won't really benefit the audio listeners, but I'm going to
Okay.
try it now. I'll show
All right.
you. Can we, as a GankBush team, without cheating, name all 70 heroes?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All
Are
right?
we gonna start right now or
Yeah, no
9
cheating.
minutes?
No,
Okay.
well, let's try under 4 minutes.
How
as
about
a
we all
team.
just we all go around, and then each one of us names one until
No.
one of us is out.
Where's
Something
the
like that.
multi-class for Varian?
Oh,
Anyway,
you said
Scott,
that's
let's do
Varian. Got Varian's
So-
first one.
We're going to try, and let's go. Hold on. Let me...
Wow, this wasn't on the show notes. This is okay.
Yeah.
Hold
It's
on,
a
let me reload the
surprise, so you
page.
It's
didn't have
actually a
a
Haas quiz.
chance to study.
I know. All right.
Or Varian.
Are we ready?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something's wrong with the... I gotta quit a program.
Okay.
It's- Okay. Should we go
I didn't write
alphabet?
that software. That's someone else.
Yeah, this website sucks. Hold on, let's let it load. All right.
I could easily do a app like that.
Okay.
Okay. So what are we doing?
All right.
All right, Varian.
Varian.
Abathur. Cassia.
Johanna. Yeah. Cassia. Johanna.
Yeah, guys,
Nazeebo.
go by genre. So let's
This
do all
Jeopardy,
Diablo.
this thing. Yeah,
Nazeebo,
just go
Diablo.
down one column.
You know,
Yeah.
you just do just
I'd
do
really
all
go by
ETC,
warrior,
ETC.
support, specialist, or assassin.
Just name out shit. Vala, Raynor, Nova,
Vala, Raynor,
Graving.
Malthael.
Murky.
Tychus, Malthael,
Murky.
Murky,
Sergeant Hammer,
Lost Vikings.
Probius.
Probius,
Yeah. Sonya.
Rehgar.
the Butcher.
Rehgar.
Rehgar, I did Rehgar.
Uther. Brightwing.
Lucifer.
Right wing.
Stukov. Spell
Morales.
it correctly. Stu in his
Lily.
chat fills it in.
Lily.
Lily and Chen.
Right wing.
Right wing.
Auriel.
Malfurion.
Yeah, Auriel.
Tassadar in
Malfurion.
Toronto.
Yep. Auriel, Tassadar, Malfurion.
Tassadar, Malfurion,
Yep, Malf.
Furion.
There you go.
Malfurion. Lieutenant Morales.
Morales.
Well, we're missing one more
Scott
support.
Muradin.
Shit.
Missing one.
Man,
Muradin,
that's hard.
Muradin, yeah.
Muradin, Diablo.
Diablo. Yep. We got Tyrael in there. No, we don't have Tyrael, do we?
Tyrael.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Garrosh,
is in alphabetical
Garrosh.
order too, so it's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sonya.
Sonya,
Dahaka.
Dahaka.
Artanis.
Name all the bruisers.
Arthas.
Arthas.
Shit. We're
Do we
missing
do
so
Cho'Gall?
much.
Is Cho'Gall?
Garrosh.
Cho'Gall, yeah, Cho.
Cho'Gall. Garrosh.
Yeah.
Garrosh
there.
is not in this version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kael'thas.
Zul.
Chromie. Chromie.
Zul.
Yep.
Chromie.
Chromie.
Mages. Jaina.
Jaina. KT.
Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Gul'dan.
I did KT.
KT.
Ming. KT.
Li Ming.
Li
Yeah.
Ming.
Yeah, that's right. Bing.
Cassia.
Thrall. Thrall.
Who's
Thrall?
the troll for the assassin? The Zul.
Ragnaros.
Jin.
Zul'jin.
Jin.
Thrall, yeah.
Ragnaros.
Vala. We have Vala.
Yeah, Ragnaros.
Vala.
Yeah, we got Vala.
Lunara.
Alarak.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No one plays him.
Greymane.
Greymane.
Shit.
We got Lunara.
Yeah. We're missing one support.
That one's
Tracer.
actually in the back of my mind. I want to clear that one out.
Yeah. Who's not played
Oh,
anymore?
Yeah, it's
It's hard not to cheat
Kerazim.
on this.
Karazim. Karazim.
Yeah,
Yes, Karazim.
yeah, Karazim.
Yeah, Kara's
Nice.
team. There it is.
Kara.
I don't know.
Kara
how to spell
again,
that
too.
shit.
Kara. Yeah, that's good enough, right?
Yeah, and
Kara
Kerrigan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Butcher, you got Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher.
Warriors. We're almost done with Warriors.
Gazlo.
Gazlo.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Gazlo.
Yeah, it's Ringe's person.
Oh yeah, specialist.
Stitches.
Sylvanas.
Stitches.
Yeah,
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas. You're right.
Oh yeah, Sylvanas.
One more specialist. Shit.
Between A and G.
Yeah.
No, I think. Yeah.
Specialists. Fuck, I don't play so many specialists.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard.
Well, there's 70 people, man. Like, we should do it by genre, not by alphabetized. That's how our brain knows
Warrior is like above Artanis.
it. ETC? He's there.
Anubarak.
Nubarak.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah.
Right. That's
Ugh.
Okay.
duh.
J and M. Between J and M.
I don't do the alphabetical thing that well.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how
Look
he
up
knows
Leoric.
I'm
Leoric.
asking you where they are.
Leoric? All right.
Leoric.
Yeah, Leoric.
This webpage
A
is
and-
laggy.
Oh well.
Well, I'll put in Leoric once it loads.
All right.
Leoric.
Leoric.
All right.
Leo.
Who's the between M and S?
Thanks.
Asmodan.
Asmodan, yeah.
Oh,
That's- that was
yeah,
the
you're right.
specialist.
Asmodan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's go
that's it.
through
I think
the-
we did. Oh, okay. I
Range.
thought we had
damage.
5 minutes.
No, we got it. We got to do it. We got to finish.
We gotta finish it. We got 4 minutes to get like 5 or 6 names.
Mm-hmm.
You got Valera, right?
No, we
Valera.
don't have Valera.
No.
Valera.
Zeratul.
Zeratul.
Yeah. Nova.
Nova. All the
All the characters we don't play.
All the
Oh,
chat-
Samuro.
Oh yeah.
Samuro. All the invisible
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, all the stealthy.
Tyrande? We got Tyrande already. Never mind.
Yeah.
We have Zeratul, Nova, Samuro,
Zarya for the tank.
Zarya. Yeah.
Rehgar. No, not Rehgar. Who's that other guy with the dog?
Rexar.
Yeah.
Rexar. Zarya.
David when we need him.
Rexar Zarya, that'll finish off the tanks.
Some assassins now.
Assassins, 3 assassins.
Okay.
Bitch.
Shit.
Do we got Illidan?
No.
Illidan.
Who
Nice.
are the other auto attackers? Who are the melee assassins?
Allrak, Thrall. No.
There's
Thrall,
2 of them
Butcher.
between C and G.
Butcher,
Yeah.
Illidan.
Also, there's G and G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's someone named G.
Yeah.
Go.
Gur.
Falstad. Falstad.
Falstad. Yeah,
Falstad.
Falstad. You're right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's
One
the
more.
G and G person?
This is the easiest one. We know it's G.
Greymane.
We did choke Grizzly, you idiot. He's in Warrior.
We have Cho and Dawn.
What are assassins with G? What characters with G?
Shit.
Raymane.
Greymane,
We did
Greymane.
Gray.
Gary.
Cassia. No, not Cassia.
Go. G-O. No, it's not. It's G-A. It's past G-A.
GB,
GU?
GC, GD, GE,
It's gotta
GF?
be. It's gotta be a G and then a vowel. So E or I.
Garrosh.
GH, GH, GI,
Yeah.
G.
GM,
Go. Go. Ga.
Goldan, Goldan.
Hold on.
We did Goldan.
Uh,
So it's gotta be a
Genji.
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 That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Our assassin.
Shit.
I told you GE.
boom.
Yep. Genji. Genji.
All right,
I told you.
All right.
we did it.
all right.
In under 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heroes we don't play. Or always that's what we didn't get.
All these
That's
freaking.
We have no Genji
Nope.
players on our team.
Mobile
That's our
character.
problem.
How did Grizzly not think of Genji? God
F you,
damn.
Grizzly.
Yeah, Grizzly's always
he
trying
didn't
to go
think of it.
Genji.
He was useless.
All right, well, all right. So we got that. We completed that. So yeah, this is our first trial run. This
That
is
was pretty fun, actually. That was
Yeah.
the most fun I've had on the show in a while.
wow.
Wow.
All right.
Normally I
So,
just get talked down to, but that was fun.
all right. But
He was a villain there.
But anyway, so yeah, that's our first show on Twitch. We're gonna do this moving forward on Fridays at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, and we will be on time moving forward. And all right, let's go to Tower Baron.
And that's our show, and we'll see you in the Nexus.
That
my
delay.
Oh
There's
my
always a
God.
delay.
What's
Look.
with the whole?
Yeah.
Look,
Get
I
ready
knew
for this.
my
look-
time was coming, so gotta
Look
stretch
what's
out.
happening. Look at the stream. Bye.
Yeah.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Well, if you watch the show, hopefully the audio is good, and
I'm back. Magic.
it's like Star Trek, like getting
Got
warped out.
beamed up.
Yeah. But anyway, that's our show. Thank you for if you watch this. Thank you. If you have any feedback, send it to Bacon.
Or email us.
Yeah,
The
no,
positive
don't-
feedback to me, the negative feedback to Bacon.
These people don't email. These people don't email. So, but,
These people.
yeah. So, but yeah. All right. Thank you. I guess that is it.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't talking so much because I was
No.
so focused on the aspects, streaming aspects, and I'm so caught off guard right now. But I'll get better.
We just have to have that audio play say minimap,
Minimap.
so you can just check it every 5 seconds.
All right.
Well,
That's it.
I don't need it because I'm a grandmaster player. I always look at
Oh,
the
you're a grandmaster, huh? Is that
Shit,
that
boy!
Dude. There's no
Look at
lightning
that
on
salt.
that icon.
It's
That's not-
pepper shake.
why do
It's
you
the
Tastes
salt.
good, doesn't it? I like the tongue action from Bacon while you
Yeah.
did
Yeah, super gross. Ugh.
Gross.
that.
It's salty.
You need some. You need more. More pineapple.
Pineapple. Or
Yeah.
pineapple.
Yeah, more pineapple.
So- All right, that's it. I have to start packing. So.
I don't need to eat pineapple. I'm not sucking my own dick.
It's a courtesy for the other person, Bacon.
Hey,
I guess
Blizzard,
so.
Blizzard, we're on Twitch now. You can sponsor us and
Mhm.
put us on the launcher, right? Because
And actually, we could be advertised as the most handsome podcast.
No, we're not the most handsome podcast yet. Now we are.
Oh.
Instant upgrade.
It's dropping. It's dropping.
Yeah.
Thank you, dropping.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have fun with this.
All right. Well, I'm going to. I have to go. We'll put it that way. So we're done.
All right.
All right.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you again. I appreciate it. So, but
Yeah.
all right.
Good job, Bacon.
Yeah, good job,
well
Bacon.
done. I
Yes.
like the
Thank
effect
you.
on the grass in the back of the logo.
I want that
Oh my
executive
God.
producer credit on the show now.
Sure.
Hey, you're in charge of the show. You could roll credits with special thanks to Bacon.
and just have all the positions filled by
screen
Bacon.
just goes
I'll make
black.
a ending credit montage just with my face.
Yeah.
Written
Yeah.
by Bacon, produced by Bacon, special effects by Bacon.
Yeah, you need the special effects of like you running to yourself and like jumping and hugging while credits roll.
Mm-hmm.
Right, one more thing, Bacon, is that I listened to the last episode because I wasn't on it, and the intro, I learned later that it was a clip from Rich, but I actually thought that was you. I'm alive. Like, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. It sounded. I thought it was you for reals, and then I was like, oh, that's Rich. I thought it was Bacon.
Yeah, see, all Korean people speak like that.
And that's the
They
most
all have
racist
shitty
thing
hair.
you've ever said.
You know that? They have shitty pears in freaking Korea.
That pear is not right. I keep telling you, man.
But what the hell was that? Was that white?
Yeah.
It's a Korean pear. It's
It's
shitty.
dumpling,
It's a Korean
right?
pear that's white. It's supposed to be brown.
Yeah,
I
it's
keep
not right.
telling you.
Wait, Asian pear, right?
No,
Asian
it's Korean
pear.
pear.
It's a Korean
Huh.
pear.
Looks like
Yeah.
like you're eating a dumpling or something.
Not a dumpling. It's freaking pear.
Asian dumpling.
It's supposed to
Well,
be brown.
Yeah, it tastes like shit. I'm blaming
Yeah.
Bacon for it.
Shouldn't you be eating those blueberries or whatever? I heard last episode.
Oh yeah, dude, man, they have a freaking 3-pound box for like $5, organic.
Wait, are those
Alright.
Canadian blueberries? Like those
I'm
gigantic
turning off
ones
the
the size of a
stream, by the
nutsack?
way. Bye, everybody. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Go fuck
Peace.
yourselves.
Yeah. Keep stroking
Yeah.
that dick.